Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Byrne, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, we're talking about the stock market crashing. Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? Jobs report. It seems like there's a lot of jobs, but that can't save you from inflation. That can't save you from high interest rates by the Federal Reserve. That's right. So you're going to have to save yourself by putting in the money into investments. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about the Dominican Republic hot real estate market. Oh, yes, there's a lot to talk about because sometimes not all is good in diamonds. You have to go through a lot to get diamonds, right? So we're going to talk about this and so much more. I gave you a little cryptic message and welcome. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. And please share the videos because you never know who's out here looking for information, who may not know or find the information, may not even know what's really happening because everybody has busy lives these days. But I want to thank you once again for being here in the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And please smash the like button as I've requested already. It doesn't cost anything. It's totally free. And if you like what we're talking about during the course of this live stream or saw some of our other videos and have not subscribed yet, please do so. All right, let's see who's in the house tonight. First up, it looks like Laverne Penix is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. He has the icon next to his name, which means he's a member of the channel. Just got back from that European vacation trip. I love it. Thank you so much for being here. Hope all went well. He says, hello, SSN Nation. Hello to you. I hope everyone is doing well. Yes, same for you. I'm glad you're back. I received a notification and saw the trailer. Excelente. That's one person back on American soil after those weeks in Spain. How nice is that? Now, speaking of hot real estate markets, it seems all over the world there's hot real estate markets. Why? Because the consumer nations, aka Canada, America, Europe, they're out here buying everything along with the Middle Eastern oil barons and oligarchs. They're going around the world, doesn't matter, buying up cheap real estate while cheap real estate still exists. Now, very happy to hear you're back, Laverne Pennick, Mr. and Mrs. Cool. This is Mr. Cool, ladies and gentlemen, aka Laverne Penix, aka Mr. Cool is here. Mrs. Cool and Mr. Cool came back from Spain, and at one time they were talking about getting property in Spain. So I know they're probably on the hunt while they were there. So that's going to be very, very interesting. There's something I'm going to need to do in the background because I'm not liking what I'm seeing right now. I'm having a lot of delays, so I'm going to have to start closing some windows, or there's a lot of people on the internet on a Friday night after 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll see how that all works out. But nonetheless, thank you so much for being here. Glad you made it back safely. Jawway J, another investor, is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. He too has the icon, which means he's a member of the channel. I greatly appreciate it. And he brings his tagline, hello, SSN Nation. Hello to you. Happy Friday, everyone. Hopefully your Friday's going well. Also, Jawway J, he says, received a notification and saw the trailer. That's two people tonight. Let's try and break the record. Got to get into the double digits. Hopefully so. Beachfront Java's in the house. Our own Professor Auntie Val and family makes it work. And that room, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat room, there's a promo code where you can actually go to beachfrontjava.com, use the promo code SSN Lifestyle, all one word, all caps, because after your first order, then you get 10% off for life. That's right. Well, Beachfront Java, hopefully you're feeling much, much better, Professor Auntie Val. And she says, good evening, fam, bringing the heart, bringing the strength and the support, and of course, the Beachfront Java. And she says she got the notification and trailer. That's 3 people. Thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciated. Barnes is in the house as well, aka Mrs. Cool is here, back from Spain. Very, very interesting that I have this situation going on in the background. I don't like it. It's messing up the flow tonight, but it's okay. You know we're gonna still make it through. Very, very happy to see you back from so far of this live stream. It's messing up. So again, thank you so much, Maria Barnes, for being here. Very, very nice to see you. And again, here's the promo code. You're going to see it on the screen here shortly. There we go. As well, Curtis Davis is also in the house tonight. Mr. Financial is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And Mr. Financial, by the way, also is known in the YouTube streets as Chili Davis, Chilly Davis. Go show some love at his channel. That would be greatly appreciated. And he's part of the SSN Nation. What can I say? You got to show some support, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't charge either. He doesn't have courses. It's just, you know, we like to help people. So he's part of that agenda. All right. So go show some love. And by the way, good evening, SSN family. He shows the icon next to his name. Good evening to you. ABMM, in case you're new here and don't know what ABMM stands for. Always be making money. The only way you can do that, either you're going to be working 24 hours or you're going to have your money working for you a set number of hours per day or every day. Take your pick. But you'd rather have your money making money for you than you having this work extra hours to make money, right? So all you make, that's the way to do it. Assets, that's what we talk about here. Remember that Dominican Republic hot real estate market we're talking about? Remember when we're talking about the stock market crashing? Well, we're going to get into that shortly. But remember that, the crashing part, that's when there's blood in the streets. People are predicting that there's going to be a stock market crash, which I'm all here for it. No problem. I love it. But are you going to be ready to invest in that stock market when it goes down? Because that is the time you need to buy. Remember, 7 or 8 days a year, there's a time when you could jump in. And if you miss that time, then that means you miss the highest returns. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe that? You can invest every day, whatever you want to put in. And then you could say, you know what, I've been doing this for 6 months. I think I'll take the month off. That could be that 6 or 2 or 1 day where the stock market drops 30, 40%, 20%. And you wouldn't have put money in at the below 20% price. So now when it pops back up, not only do you get the 20+%, now when it goes higher than when it dropped, you could have been missing out on 40% because you stopped investing and you didn't invest when it did drop. That's why a lot of people go by dollar cost averaging. All right, just letting you know, Victor Marrero is one of those people that does dollar cost averaging. He's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. He has the icon next to his name as well, and an investor, real estate mogul. Here he is. Hello, all. Here's his tagline. Let's do this. That's what we do here. If you have a question, we have a chat room. You have a question, we answer it. And I don't know all the answers, but luckily we have help here. We have investors, we have business people, we have entrepreneurs, we have motivational people in the house. So you'll get some help. All right. So ask your questions. Don't be shy. Doesn't cost you anything. Just like doesn't cost you anything to hit that like button or subscribe to the channel and click the all notification bell. But we're trying to help you. All right. Thank you for being here, Victor Marrero. Very, very nice to see you. All right. Here we go. I missed somebody, but I'll get back to it in a second. Victor Marrero was saying, welcome, Laverne and Maria. We're going to Spain for 17 days this December, landing in Madrid, plan to drive to Valencia, then to Alicante, then maybe fly from VLC to Portugal for 2 to 3 days, then back to Madrid. This sounds like retirement mode. Or is this vacation mode? But since you said December, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the new retiree. And apparently he's going to have his drone with him, I hope, and he's starting his adventure. Wow, 17 days is going to be glorious. Raydel Cabezas is in the house. Another real estate investor making moves in the Dominican Republic hot real estate market with the icon next to his name. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And he brings his tagline. Good evening, SSN Nation. Watching and learning as always with my man, Eric. I appreciate that, Raydel Cabezas. And thank you so much for your support. All right. Maria Barnes says at Victor. I can pre-read a little bit since we're having a little, like, I don't know, 3-4 second delay. At Victor Marrero. That sounds great. We were in Madrid and Alicante. We loved it there. I think you guys would too. We had a great time. I didn't want to come back. See, Maria Barnes, I understand your pain. But I want to hear from Mr. Cool. Did he want to hang over there? Because quite frankly, I believe, well, let's see, this is October. The weather was probably excelente or perfect for what you need. No, you can wear a light jacket. It's not like you have to wear the heavy stuff yet. And sometimes the days could be like a 75, 70, which is still nice for European standards. So let me know. We had a great time, didn't want to come back. So again, the European lifestyle is different than in America. Some of the cities in America is kind of built like European cities. Like I've talked about this before, New York, San Francisco. Those are about the only two cities that I kind of like, where you can be in your neighborhood, your blocks. And that's why people in New York talk about, I came from this block, or I came from this, the Bronx or Queens or whatever, because you didn't have to go too many blocks to get groceries, bakery goods, the tailor. It was all here, restaurants. And you just go down your few blocks and you have this neighborhood. You don't need to go past 5 blocks. You got everything in these blocks. So they made it a unique community. That's what I love about, like, when I go to Europe. I haven't been to Spain yet, though. But generally, that's what I like about it. They don't do this shopping center 2 miles, 3 miles away. You don't have to do this stuff. You can do everything within your own community and you don't have to leave, which, speaking of that, that's why we love special complexes when we buy real estate. We don't want to leave, right? So if everything's there, the more, the better. All right. So we have more. While Marie Barnes says, while in Alicante, we took the train, and I don't know how to pronounce this other one, via Joyosa. Ah, yes, I remember. Oh, that's the name I was trying to learn before. Joyosa, I think that's how you do it. And Dania, 2 small towns, very beautiful. Yes, I heard about it. And see, she said the tram. I say the train, but either way, this is another thing I like about Europe. The tram, the trains. See, And notice she's saying two different cities. It's not like, think about it, in America, where do you get to catch train at? Yeah, sure, in Florida, you can catch the, what is that, Bright Line? Sure, they just now made that a thing, kind of speed. At least it has speed to it. But around America, subway, yes. But being able to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to take a tram or a train and I'm going to go 100 miles away or 50 miles away or 30 miles away like it's no thing. We don't have that here. Again, that's one of those things that I love about Europe, right? So I'm glad to hear this. Yeah, I mean, it's like cool to me. Like I said, it's very, very cool. Um, Maria Barnes, I know the feeling. Every time I go to Europe, I always hate to come back. Coming back to this mess. Exactly, Victor Marrero. Hey, you know what though? It's kind of like just remember, the United States is only a few hundred years old. Things aren't established. These other guys, you know, they're ahead of us. 500,000. They've had things that they can redo and reshuffle. You know, so things might be a little different and seem weird. In America, everything goes like this. Everywhere else is kind of like slow roll. We'll get it done, but we're gonna do it a different way. So, you know, so it's a whole different thing. Here we go, Mr. Cool. He gives us some of his information and hopefully some great news and advice. He says Spain was great. We're in the center of Madrid. I can see myself relocating there. I know, man. I know. Really, I feel you on all of that. I can't blame you for any of that, even though again I've never been to Madrid, but it's just the Eurozone. I just love how it's not all it's just different. People are different, everything's just different. I just like how everything is. I can only imagine Madrid is probably the same as other Eurozone countries where you can enjoy. If you're in the center, I'm pretty sure you didn't have to go too far to go enjoy yourself and relax and chill out. I can't blame you at all for that. I can only imagine. So that's why I got to go over. We got to go over to France anyhow. Probably like I said, in the next 7-8 months, or 6 or 5. Well, actually, I better slow my roll. I won't be going November, December, January, February, or March, more than likely. And so it'll be at March or after. All right. But nonetheless, that's on tap. Time to go. Go hang out. But first, we have Dominican Republic to handle. The hot rocks, the hot market, right? We got to get to that because, again, if you're new and don't know, you want to find out about real estate investing in the DR, you want to come and join me. That's right. And you want to come and go search the channel for these figures. The lawyer, Johan Confidante. You want to go talk with him? Oh, yeah, that's right. We're going to talk with him, but there's not going to be any charge. That's your charge is your $199 ticket to come into our event. That's it. And actually, it's a moving event. So once I'm getting at is it's $199. But the point is, yes, Johan Confidante, like he's come on here to answer questions. You'll be talking to him in person, and we're not giving him, you know, that fee that lawyers like to charge. So you can sit back, relax, have conversations. Maybe one or two of you might join me and him on the golf course while we're there, right? And I just got to warn you, if you do join me on the golf course, I'm not really a golfer. So I don't have clubs, nothing like that. But I do, I bring my standard fare whenever we go golfing. I just let you know if you're going to be in my party, it's rum and Coke and whatever else you want. We're going to have sandwiches. We're going to have food. So we're going to have fun when we go golfing. It's not just golf. We have fun, chit chat, do that thing. So just letting you know. All right. Johan meeting golfing. All right. And then we'll, you know, one or two people might come with me and Johan, whatever. But we're going to have another lawyer in the house. I'm not even going to give you the name yet. You guys know the broker realtor by the name of Gennaro Larimar. His wife is another prominent attorney. That's why the paperwork with Larimar is pretty tight and pretty much no issue. The only project that has no cost increase in their contract, by the way. She'll be there. Gennaro's a broker. He'll be there. Gwen will be there. You guys know Gwen. And we're going to be going to Larimar offices Yes. Cruise on land, offices. Macau, go down there. We're going to have driving down there. Yeah, it's going to be cool, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have builders, developers, developer, builder, kind of the same, be in the house. You can talk with them about building and what you can do. If you're one of these people that says, I want a lot, fine. You're one of these people that says, hey, do you build in this complex? Fine. But I got to tell you right now, the hottest deal right now to me is either Primavera 4, you buy one of those villas, or you buy the lot at Larimar for 105, which includes a golf, 105,000, which includes a golf membership. Then you get approval for building the house you want to build. Here's the kicker, though. Your golf membership is included in the lot purchase. Gwen said on the last live stream, the golf membership is going to cost $5,000 per year. Not one time, per year. So now it's not worth $5,000 or $7,500 for life. They are talking about per year. So if you live there 5 years, 10 years, that is crazy. $50,000. Remember, I told you where I used to live, it was $125,000, $150,000 if you could get in, because they capped the membership. So only if somebody was leaving could you get that membership. So then what happens? I want to pay $175. I want to pay $200. So some people will pay more because it was limited. But all I know is he said the clubhouse, the golf membership is $5,000 per year. You live there 10 years, that could be $50,000. But I'm going to tell you like it is. They're going to raise the fee because they're going to cap it. Remember, there's only going to be 1,500 memberships and 400 people. There's 400 lots. So really, there's only going to be 1,100 golf memberships. And you know what that means afterwards. Instead of $60,000 a year, it's going to be probably $100,000. And by the way, we know who's making the golf course. Total Golf is doing the golf course. This is incredible about it. But here we go. Let me get some feedback over here from Victor Marrero. He says, Laverne Penix. What's happening? He says, we're staying at the NH Collection Madrid Hotel in Gran Via. Nice. Already checking top things to do in Madrid. We're going more often going forward to prepare for longer stays. Victor Marrero, are you still, aren't you on the retirement thing at the end of this month? Or I mean, not the end of this month, but the end of this year, right? Somewhere between now and the end of the year, right? I'm pretty sure. Let me know, because that's what he's talking about. He's going to be, and he can do it, ladies and gentlemen. He has passive income coming in, at least from several sources, plus retirement monies. So he's doing good. So he doesn't have to come back if he doesn't want to. Hey, I'm going to say, Victor Burrell says, Eric, what's going on? I'm just saying, try to get, just think about something. I'm just going to give you guys who are able to stay as long as you want and do things. Just think about some passes. Think about when you have two people, and I don't know what the rates are these days, but let's just say it's 700 round trip or 1,000 round trip. What if you can get a pass from one of these airlines that cost you like $1,000 or $1,500, and it gives you like a 6-month window? If you're able to get those, then you understand that you don't even have to really plan your trip other than plan it a little bit, but you can say it, well, I don't know when I'm coming back. Right? So then you can just, whenever you get tired, then you come back. Why? Because when you have passive income, ladies and gentlemen, then you get to be able to do whatever you want. You set yourself up. You do not have to be a millionaire. You just have to make sure you have passive income coming in or income coming in while you're gone. That's why we always talk about setting yourself up now. All right. Now, back to this, Eric. Going to the Hard Rock the following week. We need to check on Galaxy and get our beach club card. Then to Puerto Rico next month. Good God. Trying to burn all my vacay days before turning on retirement. I can't blame you. That's what you're supposed to do. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Having fun, go around, burn off the sick leave, burn off the vacation days. I agree with that 110. Nobody wants to see, well, some companies don't give you any, if you don't use them. I was fortunate enough, if you didn't use them, they would still pay you on your check if you retired or whatever. But what's the point of that? I might as well have some fun if I have the vacation days like Victor Morell's going to do. So Victor Morell's going to be, I thought you were going to go next month, or was it this month to Hard Rock? I don't know which month it was, but either way, he's going in the next 3 months. So that is excellent to hear, and burning off them days, nobody's mad at you at all. All right, Film Videos is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. Film Videos, we're coming to the DR November 6th through the 8th. I don't know how many people's going to join me, but even if nobody joins me, I'll be there. And I'm still going to be talking to the guys, and I'll still be running video. But nonetheless, join me November 6th through the 8th. And he says, hello, SSN Nation, saying hello from the DR Film Videos. That's right. He does drive-thrus. He was kind enough to allow me to use some of his videos in the past when he does the drive-thrus through Vista Cana and his other aerials I've used. So thank you so much for that, Film Videos. Hopefully everything's going well for you over there. And we got a lot to talk about. Raydel Cabezas, I need to talk with you. Owners group at the beach today. I suggest you go look. All right, go look. There's some comments today. Go check it out, man. It's been raining over there, I see. That's not a good thing in this case. Go check it out. I'm going to talk about this in a second. But go check out the owners group on Facebook. And it's quite disturbing is all I'm going to say so far. And this might come up because, again, I'm going to say something. I was checking out the guys that make Macau Hills. They made Krasqui. I told you guys we did it on Wednesday. Crasqui, Punta Cana, and Macau. So in Punta Cana, they actually have buildings already built. The 2-bedroom, it looks like a 2-bedroom, maybe 2-bath or 2-bedroom, 1-bath. He only showed 1 bathroom in the master, so that must have been a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. I don't know how much it cost, probably under 60,000. But the question is, again, if you're a builder and you are a buyer of homes, then there's certain little things you look for, right? And like I said on Wednesday night, one of my first pet peeves is when the water in a rainy area like California, it doesn't rain that much, but when it does, if it does have a downpour, then it's not quite like Vegas where water starts rushing through the city. But if you have a nice little downpour, that's still a nice little downpour. Water could sit temporarily because the ground is hard because it doesn't rain that often. So what I always look at is, just like in Florida, for instance, even grandma's house, still look at when it rains and the water comes off the roof, where does it go? And if it's coming down by the foundation, we don't want to see none of that. We want it to run away from the house, right? And the reason why is because your foundation could move, because the soil, if the water seeps down and then it finds a hole, a cavity, then it'll suck down some more of that soil, and now your foundation starts moving a little bit over time. So this is one of my pet peeves because the DR is in a tropical zone. So I was noticing, for instance, their Krasqui, however you pronounce their first villas in Punta Cana that they started building. I was like, wait, it looks like they just have cement on the ground, and that's going to be like, above the cement is going to be your floor. And then your flooring. And I'm looking like, wait a minute, what happens when it rains around here? Where's the water going to run off to? I mean, it is pre-construction, but I'm still like, we want runoff going in certain directions. So those are some of the things that I look at straight up, because I don't know about homes all over the world, quite frankly. And there have been situations where a person said, Yeah, this home, it was just built 7 months ago. And you walk inside and you see cracks on the wall. It means that something's moving. And so that also could mean the something moving, since you see cracks in the sheetrock, you're like, wait, this house is how old? 6, 8 months, 10 months. You're like, and then some people would say, oh, it's settling. Well, okay, well, that very well could be, but I don't want to see settling at all. I want a great foundation, and I want any water runoffs to go a certain way, and I want it. That's my number one thing. So I'm always looking for the little trough around the house to make sure that the water can drop in there instead of sitting off, just collecting right next to my foundation. So that's one of my little pet peeves. Have a slope at least or something, right? And if you don't have those, then your house has to be sitting up, so you have automatic runoffs or some sort of slope to it. There's different ways you can do it, but I always want the little trench. So that's my one requirement of a house, the villa, house, homes. They always have to have that. Otherwise, you can forget. I'm not playing. All right. Let's see. Film videos. Let's see what he says. Film videos says this. He says, I was doing good until I realized I'm leaving tomorrow back to California. What the heck? Film videos. I thought you were actually from the DR because you've been over there a while. You've been past your 90 days. What's going on, man? What's wrong with back to Cali? It's beautiful sunshine. It's fresh weather, 75, 80 degrees. What's the problem, man? It depends, I guess, on where you live, right? That could be a problem. All right, back to November 6th to the 8th. I didn't put this up on screen, which I meant to, but everybody who wants to come, please join me. I'll be there, or I might be there sooner. But so far, here goes. I just put this up now, but this, in fact, I shouldn't even have this one up, but this is fine. Fair enough. This is SSN Lifestyle. This is where you would go. There's a link down below in the description box if you want to go register and sign up. That would be greatly appreciated. Come join me again. You see the speakers, realtors, brokers, lawyers, property tours. We're going to have developer in the house. We're going to go to the projects and check them out ourselves so you guys can see, and we're driving around, get the lay of the land. We're going to have a little extra activities going on. I won't discuss at this moment, but it'll all be fun. And, fun things to do. Like we'll probably go up to the ridge at Larimar and, have a meal during the day or during the time, evening time or something. So you'll get an idea of when the sun goes down, if you own at Larimar, what you're going to be in store for. Beautiful scenery at night with lights on the horizon. Possibly if you can see the ocean on a moonlit night, how sweet would that? That's going to be spectacular, where you don't even have to be at the beach. That would be awesome. So again, use the link down below, ssnlifestyle.com. You can go to the website. You'll see shops. It's in the shops if you want to order. $199, November 6th through the 8th, as you can see. All right. Now, let's see what's going on. Greek mother effer in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. Welcome once again. Hello from Athens, Greece at 4:52 p.m. over there where, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. This is special. This is rare. We have somebody from overseas in the house. Don't tell me YouTube messed up and allowed somebody from outside of the U.S. to join us on a live stream even. You guys don't understand. I've had this argument with YouTube, a couple years back and last year, when I said I have 0 people from overseas in all the world. And they sent me back that message going, yeah, nobody's interested in what you talk about. So we don't know why there's nobody from the whole outside of the United States that comes and watches any of your videos. It's just a fluke. I said, wink, wink, right, wrong. So now we have the Greek mother effer in the house from Athens, Greece, where Ellen Icon is being built right underneath his feet. Oh my God. Thank you so much for being in the house, and welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream, even at 4:52 a.m. Greece time. Thank you. And by the way, the LA icon, as you may not know, and or may know because you're here from Athens, Greece, you know that's one of the world's best residential real estate projects in my book, the Ellen Icon, by the old Athens airport, or is the old Athens airport included, right? But nonetheless, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your support, and I appreciate you being in the house. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this, because all of this talking I've been doing for almost 45 minutes, we've been talking about. Now we're going to talk about some business at hand. Stock market crashing. What everybody's talking about. Stock market crashing soon. Is a crash 20%? You guys tell me. Is that what a crash is these days? JP Morgan's Marko Kolanovic braces for 20% market plunge, delivers recession warning. Well, about time. But what happened today? Dow soars nearly 300 points Friday. What the frick? All because they heard jobs. There's lots of jobs that came out. And then I'm sitting there going, yeah, that's very nice. How much are you paying? That's what I want to know. But I know, guys, you know how I know a lot of you guys who have jobs, you don't care really what the pay is. All you want is that camaraderie at work, or feeling of camaraderie, or wanting to be the boss, or, that's not on the number one list is money. Number one, number two. It's not even number two. It's not even number three. I just find that fascinating in a capitalist system. People are willing to work below their value just so they can feel good. Okay, fine. I get it. But I don't get it, because when inflation kicks in, you start thinking, wait a minute, I could have taken that other job. Yeah, it would have had to work harder, but I would have been making 20, 30 G's more. I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, it's very interesting in a capitalist system that you have people willing to take less just so they can fit in. That's very interesting to me. I never understood it. All the stats say this, that the money's not number one. So when they say 20% drop, he's bracing for it, or choosing cash at 5.5% return on the money market and short-term treasuries is key to protection strategy right now. I'm not going to, we talked about this. You can go buy a 5.5% treasury note, money market account. Fine, if you want to do that. But you can also do dividend funds like JEPI. And quite frankly, if it's under $52, which I'm going to go look, then you're going to be at 11. If it's $52 and under, that's 11% for JEPI. That is a bargain. Yikes, I almost messed up. Almost canceled this. All right. So I'm going to go look this up off screen, because I just want to show you guys. This guy's predicting, and he says on Thursday is on the cusp of a 5-week losing streak. So congratulations, they completed that. The index is down more than 5% over the past month. 5%, like that's a major thing. Seriously, if it's 5% 2 months in a row, which would be 10%, all right, now I'm a believer. But again, recession risk rising, avoid high tech flyers, avoid tech high flyers, cash over stock. That's very interesting, because a lot of people say, Eric, he's talking about cash over stocks. Well, he's talking about this stuff. Apple, dividend, what, 1%, 2%, Amazon, no dividend, Alphabet, no dividend, Nvidia, no dividend, Meta, no, Microsoft, 1.5, 2% dividend. So quite naturally, if these stocks go down, that's where all the most of the money is. So now you're worried about 5, 10, 15, 20% drops. But what if you don't have to deal with that at all? What if you said, I'm going to get JEPI, and you find out JEPI is $53 and jumped a little bit over the last 2 or 3 days? That's very interesting. So it's almost at, well, maybe it is at 11. It's pretty close. It's like 10.8%. JEPQ is going to be 11%. So anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, I have an emergency that I got to check something. So I'm going to have to hit the, hold on a second. I'm going to have to play a 2-minute video or a 4-minute. I'm going to do Lofty Brickell in Miami. All right, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the owners of Mr. Cana. And I got some things going on. So I'll be right back after this plays. All right.
Imagine landing in Miami International Airport. From your flight, you see what Miami's all
Can't
about.
get the videos going.
Water, beaches. Imagine
can't get them going
in Miami International
Having
Airport.
the little delay.
From your flight, you see what Miami's all about. Water, beaches, high rises, a vibrant city.
This sleepy little town
All right,
that
ladies
had
and
all
gentlemen.
of the elements and components to become a spectacular
I'll be
city.
right back.
And here we come with this incredible Miami of 2022, punctuated by unbelievable offerings, and Lofty brings it all together.
This incredible city by the water, this beautiful Brickell neighborhood, right by the river, the lights of the beautiful buildings, people walking by, having a great time, whether it's having dinner or lunch or enjoying the weather, and then you arrive to Lofty.
It's captured the essence of our city. All the things that make this city exciting have been packaged into one product. We're on the water. We have great activation with wonderful speakeasies, waterfront eating, flexible living in an incredible location. They've bottled the energy of the city in one fabulous building.
It provides a flexible ownership model that doesn't exist. Total freedom for you as an owner. Freedom to leave it, freedom to use it, freedom to monetize it as you please. It comes 100% furnished and finished with a tremendous amount of services and everything within a setting that is very, very well designed and very well thought out.
Here the big idea was obviously the urban and the natural character of the riverfront. And that manifests in two different interesting design aesthetics that have a kind of tension with each other. A very modern, forward-looking aesthetic, an urban aesthetic, but with a very tactile and natural rendering. Marrying urban and glamorous aspects of downtown with the riverfront and bringing those two worlds together in an aesthetic was really the primary goal of the project.
Probably nothing is more powerful than the location. In this case, it is the river, and it's an active river. Ships, yachts, canoes, everything goes up and down that river. We were looking to a design that made some reference to the nautical forms. So there's always some degree of coincidence with the vocabulary that you would find in naval architecture.
We are located at one of the most unique spots in Miami at the crossroads of the Underline and the Miami Greenway, the Riverwalk, as well as being close to the burgeoning neighborhood of Brickell City Center at Brickell Avenue in general, and we wanted to engage with the public realm. So the ground floor of the building essentially spills out into the neighborhood and invites the neighborhood in and look at the riverfront, watch the yachts go by, and really feel as if they're part of an amazing community.
It's not only just a residential or flexible ownership concept. It's all about belonging to a club, making you an insider, giving you this sense of belonging. If you want access, you want activation, you want the best location, and you want to own, then Lofty is the only way.
We are back. So back to the point at hand. Thank you so much for being patient. That was Lofty Brickle, Miami, pre-construction. They are now on Gale Residences. That's right, Gale Residences. That used to be a hotel in Miami. And I don't know what the starting price is, but I can only imagine if they are 1 bedrooms or 2 bedrooms, they're probably like $6 or $700,000. So just wanted to point that out. And this Kolanovic, institutional investor, top ranked equity strategist. So I want to point something else out, though, that's very, very interesting. Everybody might have seen The Big Short. Let me know if you saw The Big Short. All right. The Big Short. Michael Burry, that's who it was based on. I can't remember the actor that played him, but he bet the market going down. Well, this time he's betting that the S&P 500 goes down. And this man is betting $1.6 billion that it's going down. So this is something that I find very, very interesting. And all I can tell you is, ladies and gentlemen, what I've been telling you all along. They've been able to stave off the housing market from crumbling. They've been able to stave off the stock market from crumbling. The Federal Reserve has done a masterful job. I have to give them credit on this, but it's actually effed up everybody else. But the point is, someday you have to pay the piper. And I guess Michael Burry's saying it. This other guy's talking about a 20% decrease. They're talking about shorting the S&P 500, which Kolanovic could have been in on because Burry announced 1.6 short. Now this guy says a 20% price drop. That helps Michael Burry's case, and that actually helps Michael Burry, period. So you have to start thinking, what are these guys even doing, right? I'm like a little worried myself. So you know what to do. Stay with the big boys like a Jeppy. If the price goes down, you buy more. You can stay with some of those dividend stocks that we've talked about over the years. Make your life a lot simpler because the yields are going to go higher, especially with S&P 500 stocks and apparently some others as well. Because if S&P goes down, so do the other markets, not just one. But here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Now you know why equities is a big thing. Because again, I need to show you something that's I'll just have to explain. Michael Burry, a Big Short fame, just bet $1.6 billion on the stock market. You want to check this out? I'm going to put it in the chat room. All right. This is going to be in the chat room. So you can go. Knowledge is power. That's what you need to know. Knowledge is power. Again, I'm so happy the Greek is in the house because, again, this is like one of the few times that we have anybody from the Eurozone that's ever been in the live stream or in my channel, apparently. So I found that it's very exciting after years, 5 years. Like I said, can you believe Wilson Cou's in Canada? So whenever he comes in, then it shows Canada. There's like 2 people, 1 person. The rest of the world, Dominican Republic, a few people. But the rest of the world, nobody watches the channel. I'm like, how's this possible? And they kept coming up, like I said. So I find this very interesting. Talking about breaking middle-class backs. The 30-year mortgage rate in 2023 is 7.49%, up from 6.6%. Another one. Mortgage loan applications down 22% from a year ago and 6% alone last week. And since you mentioned the mortgage loan applications, Victor Morel, he's astute. He pays attention. That is actually a 20-year low. That's how crazy this is. Over a 20-year low for mortgage loan applications. 6% alone this past week. Yes, of course, $500,000 means to you $4,000 a month, which now means you have to make over $140,000 a year. Simple. And that's with no debt, which most people are not in that situation. So that means you might as well just up it to 170, 180. So That's what the problem is. Readily available. But again, ladies and gentlemen, this means opportunity for you. Remember, I kept telling you 5, 4, 3 years ago, I say they always mess up. The big boys always mess up because they need more money, but the only way they can get more money rapidly is to reduce, the price of things have to go down, meaning equity prices have to go down. Real estate has to go down, except they figured out the other side of the coin now. And some of you might be saying, what side of the coin, Eric? Well, here it is. The side of the coin that says, we don't need to worry about interest rates because we can pay cash. We are part of the top 1%. So what if the other guys can't afford a home? We'll take them off their hands, then rent to them, and then charge them 30, 40% higher in rent. No issues. So they finally figured out, wait a minute, we're just going to put a stranglehold on this whole home situation, because the other side of the coin is, if there's a meltdown, now our company's banking debt crisis puts us in a situation where you guys then can't loan us money that we need to buy more of these assets at 0% or interest rates only, interest only loans. All right, top investor bets on Wall Street. Again, there's nothing to really talk about here with this. Burry is using more than 90% of his portfolio to bet on the market downturn. Holy smokes. Wow. Are you kidding me? I was wrong to say sell, he wrote. That is significant. His shorts fame, that movie fame, people are listening to him say sell. This is interesting. Very interesting. He said he was wrong in March. He backtracked. Now he's saying no. 90%. I mean, that could be wrecked. He could get wrecked. Getting out of regional banks in China. Okay. This is very interesting, ladies and gentlemen, because a lot of people do not understand these little mom and pop banks. I'll call them mom and pops only for reference. When they need money to be passed between them, they call up, like they mentioned JP Morgan here, right? They call up JP Morgan for that overnight money loan or that 3-day money loan thing, right? But here's the thing. JP Morgan doesn't really need the smaller banks in reality. The smaller banks need them. So this is why he's saying get out of regional banks, because he's fearing that some of these smaller banks who don't have the assets and don't have the borrowing lending power are going to go bye-bye. And that's why a lot of people are taking their money out of banks. And I'd advise everybody, don't keep that much money in the bank. It's not necessary. Do you really care if you're going to get 2 or 3% or 4% or even 5% when inflation is 10%? You could say, sure, Eric, I'm saving a little money, but sure, you're tapping into it as well. So if you're going to take it out of banks, I would. And if you think you might want to put in equities or buy a treasury, that's even better, because at least it's earning something and it's not being held at the bank, because all roads lead to banks. They are over leveraged, and they're leveraged using other people's money, which makes it even worse. All right, a little long, 6% of the company's stock portfolio is long. Interesting, Vegas. Interesting, Expedia. Interesting, Insurance Cigna and CVS. That's weird. And then he bought Warner Brothers and The Real. I don't know who TRR is. Does anybody know what TRR is? I don't know. I'm not familiar with The Real. I don't know who this is. Symbol not found. So I don't know what TRR is. I don't know that reference. Maybe somebody can enlighten me, please. But nonetheless, garner more attention than his optimistic bets. 3 years. So had annual returns of 12% from 2020 to 2023, 12% per year on the 500. That's 36% plus. So again, it's been working out for people over the last 3 years. But what goes up must come down, and there has to be a correction for the rich to get richer and the poor to get richer. This is when we're supposed to pounce, ladies and gentlemen. All right. let's see here. I'm going to get out of this. Let me see. Did I put this on the screen? Did I put this? Yes, I did. I put Michael Berry on the screen in the chat room, so you can go there and read it yourself if you want to get more enlightened. But again, that's very major. Victor, I heard 8.25% rate mortgage. Yes, Curtis Davis is correct. It's 7.49 and it's up to 8.5. It's a range depending on who you are, how much money you put down, if you're going to buy down the rate and all this other stuff. But again, if you start using 8% as the number, because that's normally the number for a lot of people, then all of a sudden, again, a $500,000 house, $1,000 a month mortgage payment does not include your property taxes, which is about 1.5% in a lot of states. So again, that 5 is $7,500, which is $700 on top of that. You're at 5 G's on a $500,000 house. So basically, it's looking like 1% on most homes. 700,000 is probably going to be $7,000 a month. I haven't done the numbers, but 700,000, 8 is 56, 763. Oh, property tax, sorry, is going to be like 10 G's. So you're going to be paying $800 or $900 per month. Forgot about that. So yeah, you're going to be around $7,000 after it's all said and done. Right? Water, sewer, garbage. Yeah. So you're pretty close to almost a 1% note these days at 8%, 8 point. And if you get to 8.2, 8.5, then you got real issues, So yeah, there's a range. There is a range, Victor. Curtis Davis, yes, ranges. Yep, from 7.5 and 8.25, depending on the bank, points paid. And this is good credit. Exactly. Imagine the rate with less than favorable credit. You can forget the American dream. There you go, Victor Morel. 60% living paycheck to paycheck. Most people don't have the maximum credit scores of 750, 760. So therefore, their scores are going to be probably closer to 680 to 7. And if you're in that range, they might be saying 8.5, 8.7. You don't, and of course, you can't buy them if you start getting into the eights. Because now you're talking about a $400,000 house is going to cost you damn near $4,500 when you throw in and we haven't even got to the insurance part yet. So once you throw those numbers in, all of a sudden you got issues on a $400,000 house. You got to start being like, wait, what? They're like, yes, sir. You owe that's $3,600, $4,000 times 3. That's 12. That's $100. Oh, sir, do you make $160,000? What? It's only $400,000 house. Yes, sir, but you have an 8.25% interest rate, 8.5% interest rate, 8.7. Sir, sorry, you need to make crazy money now. So that's what's really going on. But here's the wildest thing. Because of 2008, people said, I'm not giving up my 4% loan, my 3% loan, my 2.9% loan, as they should. They should not give up their house in that case, because the next roar that comes, like I keep saying, unfortunately, I've been wrong so far. We're here in October. This is when prices were supposed to be like 40, 50, 60% off. It's not happening. Wrong. Unbelievably wrong. Yes, sure, they're coming down a little bit, but so what? There's no inventory. I didn't think that this would be this small of amount of inventory. So therefore, prices do not have to drop. Nobody has to sell. Foreclosures are still sitting on the sideline somewhere. I don't get it. But nonetheless, there is no drawdown on pricing for homes. That is scary. And I'm going to tell you why it's scary, because we know the interest rates are going to come down eventually. So can you imagine somebody saying 5%, 4% note, but the homes cost $100,000, $200,000 more for the present $400,000 house is now $600. $500,000 house is $700. And now you're going, okay, I got to buy this nice house that I thought is nice, is $600,000, but now I'm paying a 5% note. And now you still have to make $10,000 a month to qualify. Over $100 and some thousand a year. The American dream, bye-bye, for the middle class. But for everybody else that's above the middle class, the top 1%ers, they are smiling because they are able to buy the properties at the lower rate now. And then when there's this run up because interest rates drop, they win by default. The same thing that we're doing with pre-construction. Same thing. All right. So that is what's happening. And so Curtis Davis, Mr. Financial, says it best. He says, right, home buyers pool shrinking. That's exactly right, ladies and gentlemen. It's shrinking big time. So that is the beauty of this. And it's not so beautiful because I thought that this would not be a thing with the people who can't buy. I still thought that wasn't going to be that relevant because I thought prices were going to drop because people couldn't buy. So it's a weird catch. There was a lot of people saying, I remember a year and a half ago, they said, Eric, what about if home prices stay the same because there's low inventory? And I have to admit, I was wrong again. I was like, I dismissed. I'm like, yeah, but the interest rates are going to be like 7-8%. Who's going to buy a house? Why would you buy a house? That makes zero sense. So that's what's going on, right? So just keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. We can't always be right. I'm like in shock still. It's like unbelievable what's happening. And I'm just going to tell you this. What is very interesting, grandma's house, originally up for sale for $130,000. All right, a year ago. This year, it didn't sell because everybody was coming in with these, these, let's just call it listening to YouTube real estate guys and doing their courses and then, offering, I'm going to pay cash and using that term like that means something. I'm going to pay cash and I need a 60, 90-day agreement. And can I do a assignment too? And wait, what? You're not buying it? No, I'm buying it, but I need to put down $1,000 deposit and all this. Well, okay, what's all this stuff then? Doing all this okey doke. And then I want to buy it instead of 130, I want to give you 100, that kind of stuff. So no sales. So then it's been a year later. Can you believe the realtor listed it at $215 now? Is that crazy? $80,000, $85,000 more from last year with interest rates rising every 3 months or better. Is that incredible? I find that fascinating what we are going through in this time. But you know who's going to be the losers? The middle class and the below middle class, from zero to upper edges of $140,000, which is middle class, $47,000 to $141,000 to consider middle class. I don't know how you can almost have $100,000 gap. There's a big difference between making $50,000 and $140,000. All right, let's get real. I don't know how they're calling that middle class, that range, but so be it. So that's who's going to lose. Everybody else, they win. That's why you need assets. Now, speaking of winning, we got something to talk about here. Radel Cabezas, I was telling him if he's still here to go to the owners group. And there was something disturbing today for everybody. Well, first of all, there's not that many people that own at the beach, but there are some here. And they sent over a video. Now, I could never remember the project that the developers of the beach was doing. It's called West Side. All right. That villa project, West Side. I got somebody commented on one of my videos that they're going to go out to West Side. They're going to do a video and they're talking about the builders doing shoddy work. And then I was like, well, wait a minute. The beach is the same builders, same developers. It rained apparently either yesterday, today, but it was posted today. The beach, some people are taking delivery of their units. One of the guys has a I don't know what type unit he has. I think it's a penthouse unit, quite frankly, because that would be the only way that you could have a bedroom underneath the terrace. So you have to have a penthouse unit. Otherwise, if you have a regular unit, you would have a terrace and then you don't go downstairs. So first, he shows his bedroom leaking. This is at the beach. All right. Coming down from the wall, dropping down. Then, next thing he shows, he's walking in the hallway. If you thought that was bad, that first leak, so he's walking in the hallway. There's a leak coming in the hallway, meaning not the hallway of his unit. It doesn't appear. Well, if it is the hallway of his unit, that's bad. It looks like he's in the hallway. I really can't tell at this point, but I'll probably hit him up and ask, but he probably says it. So, in fact, here, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys. In fact, I'll just show you because this is crazy. This is real crazy. This is at the beach, brand new. There's only about 5 to 10 people that took delivery in the living there, and it rained. So I was like coming down from his bedroom. Then he was like, let me see if I can find these real quick. Then he's walking in. I think it's the hallway. Like when you get off the elevator, there's water collected. If it's in his unit and water's collected, that's even bad too. Because now you guys know how it works. If you're upstairs, water's going to flow downhill. So even if it was in his unit, then that's a problem. Because it could be flooding somebody's unit down or a unit down below where nobody lives. So that is crazy. And then he goes upstairs to the terrace and he sees these weird, oh, hold on. Let me see if I can do it this way. He sees these weird markings. Now, I've never seen these markings. So here, I'll let you guys check this out. Look at this. Look at this. This is in his wall. See? It's already happened. It's bad. Water's on the floor. There, we'll do it this way. So you guys can see for yourselves. No exaggeration. Crazy, right? I was just like, that's crazy. So then he shows this one. This is the one where I can't tell where it is. I think it's in the hallway. I mean, yeah, it looks like. Look at this. This is crazy. This looks like in the hallway, like when you get off the elevator. I don't know if I can't tell if it's in his unit. I don't think it's in his unit. But it's leaking from the ceiling. I was just like, what the frick? I can't believe this. And then this.
So it just rained a little bit.
You could probably hear this.
And you have to wonder where the hell these engineers got their licenses from. This is building 5. Yep, building 5. So people in building 5 do not park in front of the building because when it rains, there's a lake.
All right. You hear this. This is crazy. This is sad. This is bad. In my opinion, this is not good for West Side or the beach project. So now we have to start really seriously looking at what's going on with these buildings. So when somebody says you need an inspector, you know what? Maybe an inspector should be coming through November 6th through the 8th in Punta Cana. Let me add an inspector to the list because you guys, we cannot rely on the developers after you put in your hard-earned money and then move into a place. Let me add inspector to the list. This is disgusting. And the reason why I say this is disgusting is because this is messing up the money for other people. potentially. But for everybody else, you're going to be sitting there saying, okay, oh, I got you now. We're going to do what we should do when we buy a new home. We're going to have an inspector come do pre-inspection before they put the walls together, before they finish up. We're going to have a guy come by while they're building it to just double check. All right. So let me know what you guys think about this. This is very interesting. Here we go. Mr. Financial, also known as Chili Davis here in the YouTube streets. Go to his channel, show some love, smash the like button, and subscribe to his channel. He gives out financial news and updates. You guys might have already known about this news, and I'm giving you about the Michael Berry and all that with the stock market. He might have already said something. So he says middle class and poor are squeezed out. They're going to be squeezed out forever. That's the thing I didn't want to, you guys, we've been talking about this for 5 years. This was coming. This was just a matter of time. I was hoping there was going to be one more hurrah before things blew up, but we went with the alternatives, pre-construction, alternative. You guys see that Lofty Brickell? You could have bought a studio at Lofty Brickell for like $400,000. You could have bought the one bedroom and the $500,000. I know it's a condo, but it's already short-term rental approved in downtown Brickell, Miami. With their own little, they're on the waterway. So now you can't get those for that price. Now you're gonna have to spend $600,000-$700,000 for those same studio and one bedroom units in a matter of less than 2 years. And they're almost done. They're selling Gale residences inside there, which is interesting. Inside, that's inside Nativo. So that's very interesting. But anyhow, they're done. First quarter, these guys are happening. Raydel Cabezas, hey Eric, I'm looking, but I don't see it. Well, Raydel Cabezas, I showed you some of the videos right there, man. Unbelievable. And oh, by the way, hold on. Let me show you something else because I've never seen this before. Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. I'll show you this. I've never seen this before. They did this.
So I came to my roof, subí al techo, and this is what I see that they're doing.
It's what they're doing.
Construction guy, maybe this does have, I don't know what it is. So if someone here knows, please let me know. Si alguien sabe por qué hacen esto, mi el diqueo en mi apartamento está como en esta área. Hicieron esta zanja con un chipping hammer. Maybe these. I don't know why. If someone knows, please let me know.
Well, I don't know why either, because that's nothing. That's zero.
Maybe they're just starting something and they're going to do something more.
That's nothing.
Yes.
All right. That's nothing, ladies and gentlemen. Again, hopefully you saw that Raydel Cabezas as well. That's his terrace. Their solution for that leaking is doing this. Now, I've never seen this before. So maybe somebody here watching knows what these markings are or what they're trying to do, because that almost seems like they're looking for holes, but not really. It's almost like his walls are all now wavy, bubbles in the paint, water's intrusion. It's intruded already, so he's going to have an issue. So that's what I'm saying. It's scary out here. All right, Victor Morero, Eric. That's why I plan to bring my brother-in-law, who's an engineer, so we can inspect our apartment before closing. Yes, Victor Morero. In fact, like I was saying, you might want to start thinking about preemptive strike. Maybe you should bring them before now, while they're building the structure, because once they put on all the niceties, put on the sheetrock, put on the paint, lay down the concrete and cover it up, you can't see anything. So again, this is why I added inspector to the list. We got to get a couple of them, because I think now we all are going to have to be proactive, and depending on how much it costs, I'm sure it isn't that much, a couple hundred, worst case scenario or less, it'll be worth it to get somebody to go and say, hey, check this out every 3 or 4 months to make sure it's up to standards, right? People say standards, or they try to say standards, but we don't know what those standards are. This is a perfect example. It's coming through the wall up there, came down to his unit. Somebody lives below him, right? That's the thing. So now did it go to the next level? And if nobody lives there, they don't know. They can't report. And remember, there's probably less than 10 people that are there. So water could be intruding in other units and nobody knows about it. And clearly that hallway area, which I think's a hallway area, I don't know. It looks like a hallway area to me, but we're going to find out. All right. We will find out. But I didn't have enough time to ask the guy, but you can hear what he said. Ariam Kaye's in the house, the #1 real estate investor by the sheer number of property he's buying. We thought 5 was good. We thought 6 was good. He like self-proclaimed and said, I'm trying to get 9 or 10. Damn. The man is a mogul in the making, because simply all he needed was like 4 or 5, and he's going to be doing like over 100K annually passively. Now he's like, forget 100. I think I need 200K annually. I understand Arian Kaye because he's the big dog in the house. Thank you so much. And he says, best live on YouTube and host my boy Eric B. I always appreciate reading that. Thank you so much, Arian Kaye. Let's make money. Well, he's already doing the damn thing. Are you going to come join us, ladies and gentlemen? Down below in the description box, go check it out. I have a bunch of items down there for real estate investing. Larimar, my #1 project. #2 project, Vista Cana. Cruise on land. They're both in the same vein. All of those are 3 different projects. Down below in the description box, starting from $65,000 is Cruise on Land. Starting from $94,000, 1 unit left, $94,000, 1 bedroom at Larimar. Then you go to Vista Cana. Prices are escalating, but Riviera Castaño, 2 bedroom, $179,000, $181,000. But you can still go to Urbe Vista. And if they still have a studio unit, that's a penthouse in their complex, because at the top, like a Mayan temple, you could be at, well, it's no more 99,000, but it might be 129 or 119. And they have amenities inside both of those complexes inside Vista Cana, which is cool. And by the way, speaking of developers, Blue Wave, I forgot about this. Blue Wave, they're going to be coming on a live stream. Guess what they do? They do the Avalon projects. The developers coming here. October 20th looks like the date. October 20th. You're not going to want to miss it, because now you guys can talk to the developer, ask questions, whatever. But it's going to be Macau Hills, Macau Gardens, and their other Avalon projects like Valare at Cap Cana. They have several. So you can talk with them, which is pretty cool, right? And might have them come November 6th through the 8th so you can meet them in person, because a lot of you have Macau Hills, Macau Gardens, may even have Valare, may even have Crass Key. So you can talk to them, and we're going to find out about something on October 20th. They might not come on after they see this live stream, because I'm going to be asking them, hey, man, what's going on with this foundation over here? What you're doing out there? So anyhow, Ariam Kaye, very nice to see you, and very proud of you. And it's awesome to see a person just go for it, because he knows the numbers. He's getting it all over the island too. He's not just getting in Punta Cana. He's at Santo Domingo area. He's at Macau. He's in Punta Cana. He's got different projects within Punta Cana. He's doing the damn thing. Got to give him credit for that, Curtis Davis. Brand new condo leaking. Exactly, man. Exactly. Imagine if the guy wasn't there. Well, it doesn't even actually help if he's there or not. The only thing about him being there is that he could try to say, hey, my place is leaking. Bring me something to lay down over this terrace. I don't know where the water's coming from. So it's weird that they wrote these little lines in the concrete. It doesn't make any sense. I would have thought they would have said, okay, let's just start laying down everything across the terrace with the runoff. So then that way we can determine what we can start figuring out. Okay, did we stop it or not? Because if we didn't stop it, that means we got to go up. You follow what I'm saying? He's thinking it's coming in his room because of the terraces above the bedroom. What if it's actually coming through the piping, off, running off the piping, through the piping, and hitting that section in his wall that drops down to his bedroom versus being up another level, which would be off of the roof. That would be scary, right? So again, that's what I can't believe. They didn't just, do some lay down to protect it. You have right idea. Bring engineer at Victor Curtis at Victor. You have right idea. Bring engineer. Exactly. So we're gonna have to have an inspector come. I think that'd be the best thing, November 6th to the 8th as well, and see what's going on and find out what their prices are and how much they charge. Curtis Davis want money back, but there's a warranty. Yes, Curtis Davis. Yeah, Curtis Davis. There is a warranty, but the problem is, first of all, water is no joke, and their buildings are concrete. That's no joke. In this environment, it's not like they have wood floors or the tile floors and wood underneath, and you can take up the wood and be like, oh, okay, we'll just replace it with the new wood, and then we'll patch whatever we got to do. This is concrete. That's a serious situation. So the question is, how would it, I don't know how it could leak, but it happened. I don't know. This is scary to me. I say this is scary, very scary to me. So now it's almost, in fact, let's get back to the beach though. Everybody that owns at the beach, you guys are going to be taking delivery if you're in the first 5 buildings, probably in the next, some have taken it already, in the next 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. I would be calling these guys up like tonight, not calling, but sending messages tonight and be like, hey, I saw one of the units leaking in building, I think he's in building 5. But the question though is, are you going to go check all the units? That's the real question. Are you going to go check all the units? Because I'm pretty sure if that one's leaking, then there's others that have an issue, not just his building. Victor Morrell says, Eric, if the leak is coming from the top roof, I guarantee you the bottom floors will start having leaks. It's a matter of time. Yep, he's got it right, ladies and gentlemen. That's how it works. You cannot evade it. The fact that it was sitting on his floor and whatever that was, the hallway or whatever that was, it's going down from there. It's not like water's just going to sit there and say, oh yeah, we're just going to hang here. It's looking for every crevice, crack, anything that it can go through. It's going through. So if their terrace is really leaking, that's a huge problem. Huge. Are you seriously going to take up a terrace, which actually is connected to a bedroom, which actually the way they're running the pipes, remember, they're running the pipes through the concrete as well. So the question really is, does whoever is going to repair this, are they going to have the blueprints so they don't hit some pipes, because they're running the pipes through walls, through concrete with spaces, right? You guys understand there's like a little 7-8 inch setback. So then you can put pipes and everything through. So they're going to have to know where everything is in the building. And so you just can't come in and tear up stuff, concrete. You can't just do that. So this is pretty serious, in my opinion. Somebody would say, oh yeah, we'll just jackhammer up the terrace. But I'm like, but wait, there's a leak down to his unit. So that means we have to take his ceiling. We have to start here, go up. Either way, this has to come out. We have to take this apart. Taking off the sheetrock does us no good. That doesn't fix it. So wherever that water's coming from, that's scary. Seriously scary. This is not a wooden structure. So you just can't take floors up and figure it out. So this is scary. They might have to jackhammer his stuff. So when you say warranty, I say, yikes. I don't want to see nothing like this at all. This is not good. And so they're doing West Side. By the way, somebody already contacted me independently of this. Like I said, talking about West Side, they're going to do a video tomorrow. And it's a realtor. She said she's going to send me videos because she goes, Eric, nobody's talking about the shoddy work. I'm like, what shoddy work? Who's doing shoddy work? And then I was telling her, yeah, interesting. I saw that Kraske thing. And I'm like, wait, that doesn't meet my standards straight off the box. So I was like, hold on, maybe there's something more to what she's saying. Then she says, I'm going over the west side, and then I'm going to Vista Cana. I was like, what? Hold up. We got to have a serious talk. Go over there, show me, tell me, give names. We need to know this ASAP, because everybody who bought property over in the DR, we can't have these international standards that are not international standards, but the international standard turns out to be some sort of weird leaky roofy thing is normal. I don't think so. Not working. I seen it. Thanks. All right, man. There you go. Yep. Have to, man. Have to. Radel Cabezas, thank you so much for that, man. Sorry for the news, but I had to say, because now there might be somebody watching that owns at the beach and they don't realize that their unit could be below his unit. And then there's water in the unit below. That's all there's going to be. And if there's water in the hallway, that means it could be in other units, but it looked like there's a step up, which was kind of weird. So I don't really know if I was in a hallway or in his unit, but I don't think I was in his unit because the bedrooms aren't straight ahead. What I mean is the bedroom doors should not be straight ahead. So I think that was the hallway. And I can't remember the floors in the hallway. They might have been that travertine looking pink tile, but I just can't remember because it was like 3-4 years ago. Those lines appear some type of sealer, but if it's that, should be on the entire floor. Yes, see, exactly, Victor Moreau, exactly. It can't be a sealer. Well, okay, I shouldn't say can't be. If it is a sealer, I don't know what they're doing. Because like Victor Moreau said, why would I see a crack and then put it over the crack when there could be cracks everywhere? Should have sealed it, the whole thing, or put something over it so you would know if it's actually leaking from the roof. First, we got to know if it's leaking from the roof before we start doing crazy stuff. I mean, from the terrace, sorry. First, we have to know if it's coming in from the terrace. We're assuming it's coming in from the terrace because it's the room below. But again, that doesn't mean it's the room above. It could be a leaky roof. It could be another room, for Christ's sakes. I mean, seriously, or another section of the building. So again, I'm hoping they're not doing some patchwork sealant on crack areas. That would be ludicrous. That's not going to stop anything. So here's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to go look and see, because we're going to find out here. Weather in Punta Cana next 7 days. Let's go look. No, oh, wait. Oh, Friday rain, Saturday rain, Friday thunderstorm. Wow, 87 degrees though. Saturday, scattered thunderstorms. And then the rest of the week is fine. Well, all I can say is I hope it rains. And I hate to say this like this, but unfortunately it has to rain, because then people are going to find out what's up with their units. And then now this also means, what about building 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7? I mean, now people have to go check every unit of every building. This is crazy, scary. So why not find out now versus another 6 months from now, when all of a sudden it doesn't rain hardly, and then 20, 30, 40, 50 people take delivery, and then find out in May or something, or April, when there's a storm, that all of a sudden you have 10, 15 units leaking. And unfortunately, nobody can plan for this. Nobody can plan for this. This is unexpected. I have to admit, unexpected. Going to take your advice and hire an inspector. Yes, Radel Cabezas. I would be not on delivery either. I'd be trying to get somebody over there like yesterday after this, because you have a unit like this guy's, which is you have downstairs and upstairs, because you have a penthouse. So again, I would seriously and Yahweh J, he's saying it looks like there were cracks and they used some sealant. Yahweh J, I agree. Victor Morel agrees with you. It looks like some sealant, but that's not going to help you. that's only what you can see. I mean, unless they had a magnifying glass or something. And what's even scarier, did you see all the areas? So I don't know what that is. Even if it was a sealant, how the hell are you going to be able to determine how to fix it? If there are all these cracks, Jesus, I mean, that's a lot of cracks, right? This is crazy. This is crazy. I have it sitting right here. Look at this.
So I came to my roof, and this is what I see that they're doing.
Look at this.
I'm not a construction guy. Maybe this does have, I don't know what it is. So if someone here knows, please let me know.
Look at this.
¿Por qué hacen esto? El diqueo en mi apartamento está como en esta área.
Okay. So again, you see, look, I know what they probably did. They said, hey, there's a, they can see a crack or a hairline crack. So they just precaution. So I figured that that's part of, maybe that's all they had. So we're not going to jump on them too much. I mean, that's all they might have had. So they were just trying to do something. So then hopefully when they went downstairs, it stopped. All right. So maybe it did, maybe it didn't, but that means every deck potentially could be a problem, or every terrace, every patio area could be a problem. Because if this has that many cracks in it right now and it's brand new, that's kind of crazy. I'm not happy about this at all. I'm not very happy about this at all, because they're the flagship. They're like one of the first projects that were going to be, they have the man-made beach. They had the nice, beautiful buildings. Geez, owner has good pictures, excellent evidence for court. The builder will have to fix. Yeah, there's no option for them. But the guy lives there apparently. This is the crazy part. So now you can't fix it with the person's living. Well, okay, I've seen crazy things in my life when it comes to people fixing up property. They live there with half their house open. I've seen it before, but that's extreme stuff. I mean, I can't imagine buying something new and then saying my roof leaks, and then they tell you we have to take up the cement and redo this whole thing or sections. Sealant's not going to cut it for me. I mean, the only thing I can see right now is they say, okay, the sealant, there's no leak, but to me, it's just a matter of time before it reoccurs. So that makes it very, very interesting. So we'll see. I'm very saddened by this. I have to admit, it's very saddened. And yes, people in Florida may recognize some things. I have to admit, sounds like they need to do a concrete full sealant top to bottom. That's a big job. She said it. There you go. That's where I'd be going with this. Dead on where I'd be going with this. And the funny part is they had to put the sealant down, so that explains why they couldn't pull a whole tarp over with the runoff. So at least maybe they're trying to figure out where it is coming out of, but I guarantee you they're not going to be able to figure it out just this simply. I don't see how that could be a situation. And all those cracks, yikes, scary. Yep. Anybody knows Florida, my office building at one time had to have a sealant on top. The roof started leaking, and the roof was no more than some sort of metal. I don't really understand it, but it was leaking. So then they had to do a sealant. The dudes were talking crazy with the price. Wasn't no cheap job either. Sounds like they need to do complete sealant. Exactly. That's what it sounds like. Well, that would be your least expensive option, but we still are in the same ballpark. We still have the same problem. What about all the other balcony terrace areas? We're also not even sure, without sealing it entirely, or if we do seal it entirely, it might not even be from that deck. That's the other thing. So the questions start, well, we can only speculate at this point. I won't get too deep into it. Remember, the deck has a spa, right, with water in it as well. So again, we don't know what's gonna happen. But all I do know is that little water that's coming out of that shaft, that's not from the terrace, I don't think. But it proves my point as well. What about in the hallway where it's leaking down? This right here, I'm pretty sure this is hallway. What about this? What's this? Right? Look at that. What's that? See that door on the left, the door up front? That looks like that right there. It's coming down from there. That's not from the deck. That's not from the terrace area. It's pooled up in there. And now you have to hope. Was that his unit? I can't tell. Might been his unit. They showed something real quick. Maybe that was at the end of the hallway. I don't think this is inside his unit. That's 1, 2. Yeah, this is a hallway. Because there's a tree at the end of the hall. I think this is the hallway. Who's ever been there last, I'll show you guys again. Hold on. Who's ever been there last, you guys would know. Damn it. Can't get it. You guys would know. Can't get there. Can't get there. Can't get the hallway like I want. Here you go. There's a hallway. So I can't tell what that is. It looks like a hallway to me. Because that's too many doors, I think. I'm pretty sure this looks like a hallway. And that's coming down through the ceiling. Not in his room. Which is exactly my point. Water is going to move the least path of least resistance. So now you can roam through any of the underlining areas. And now the next area is that little whatever that hole is, which is probably where there's, pipes, valves, or something like that is probably there. So that's why now, that's what I was talking about, those little cubby spots where you're running the duct through. It's coming through there. So you can't just blame it on the terraced area entirely. So that's why I'm thinking it's more than just the terrace area. That's what I'm thinking, which is not good. And now if that's not in his unit, or even if it is in his unit, then the water is coming there, can't be stopped. And now it has to go where? It's running on his floor. He can mop and mop and mop. But if it keeps raining like tomorrow, there's just no way. There we go. So again, that's not good. Not good. Pooling in the parking lot may indicate improper grading. Very true. That's exactly what it indicates. My dad was a cement mason for 30 years, not getting good vibes here. Yes, she knows exactly what she's talking about. She's exactly right. The pooling is exactly what she said. They didn't grade any levels for the water to drain, which is not a good sign. Sure, you can fix it. All right, we can fix it. You can bring back up the blocks that they put down, and you can grade it out right where there's a little, 1, 2, 3% slope on it. So then the water can drain. But here's the question. Notice it's standing, which now means there was no actual drain. In other words, there's nothing at all. Not even a pipe where it can actually move to another location on a 2-3% grade. I don't care. Some grades needed, and it's standing. That's scary as well. And again, this is exactly what I was talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Funny thing how this came up. Remember when I was talking to you about the little troughs around your house, right? Villas, projects. So then the water has its own little extra space so it can drop and then roll into whatever gutter, so to speak, that you're directing the water to. So it doesn't have standing water like this. Standing water is no good for anybody. Concrete does not last forever. It's not impermeable, right? So that's why it's major that you check those type of things out And now that we're talking about it, now when we go and when you go check out your project, you start talking about, hey man, what about the grading? What about the water runoff when it rains and storms around here? What's going to happen? You don't want to know after the fact. You want to know what's going to happen with all that water. And right now, you can't even park. If this was a full project, you wouldn't be able to park there. Well, you could, but you're going to be in like 6-7 inches of water. So now what? Wearing boots? Seriously? Rain boots in the tropical zone? Unlikely. Probably might have them though. But all I'm saying is that's not cool. She's got it exactly right. That's exactly what happened. And Raydell Cabezas says, yep, that's the hallway. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was the, because inside the unit, the tile's different, but I didn't know if they changed up or not. Yeah, it's a hallway. There we go, Raydell Cabezas. So you already see it's already not just in his unit. It's already wherever. We don't know. And that leads us to the next phase that I was getting to. We don't know where it's leaking from. It could be the roof for all we know. We don't know. It could be another unit for all we know. We don't know. It could be another terrace on the other side leaking, and because of the way the building is, or maybe a 1% slope towards the other side, it's coming over there. We don't know. That's why I'm saying this is not good at all. And like Victor Morel said, look out below, because if it's leaking from his bedroom dropping down and then leaking in the hallway dropping down, then you know what's next. It's rolling straight through the elevator shaft. Clearly. Which now means it hits the elevator, maybe even scrolls and goes down, and parts of it can go down and then goes into the next level. And then all you got to do is start hoping, damn, we seriously don't need a rainstorm now. So anyhow, Raydell Cabezas, man, this is maddening, saddening, because I was so hoping these guys was gonna, not only the delay is what it is, but I was really hoping that this was going to be the gym. And to think people are going to say, and they're going to rationalize in their head going, and they've already started, I hope that our building, which could be 12 or 14 or 15 or 18, or any other future buildings, I'm hoping they did better construction than they did in the first. And I'm like, unlikely. But the problem is, I think you already have 9 buildings, the shell of them with the terraces have been built. So 9 buildings potentially could have this issue. And this isn't just an issue. This is big time. Water intrusion is a problem. And in a condo complex, dude, you're limited to what you can do. Outside wise, we come up with, okay, put sealant on the outside. Keeps leaking. Okay, put sealant on the next neighbors. In fact, everybody in the building sealant. That's fine. Now we got to do something with the roof. Once we figure it out. I mean, they might figure it out first, but now we got to do protection. If I'm the developer, I'm like, okay, I don't know what to tell everybody. We need to check every unit right now. Every freaking unit that's vacant. We need to check. Because otherwise, this is crazy. All right. So Raydell Cabezas said he confirmed it. That pinkish tile is the hallway after all. I couldn't remember. But thank you so much for letting us know. But once again, smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. I greatly appreciate it. If you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel. Click the all notification bell. And once again, I want to give a shout out to the man from Greece. Thank you so much for checking in at 4:52 a.m. I appreciate that, because once again, maybe you're the first person that has chimed in saying they're from Greece on a live stream. I greatly appreciate it. And in my back office, we'll see if they recognize the few people that came from Greece tonight. I humbly appreciate that. All right. He must have, that Ellen Icon project is sweet. In case you don't know, search the channel, The Challenge. It's Ellen Icon, ELLINIKON. That's the project. They're selling their condos there right now. They have villas too, but their villas are on the beach or by the beach. Walking distance to the beach is where they put it. And then they have towers that are also on the beach or by the beach. What I mean by the beach is less than 200 feet away. They have a 400 slip marina at Ellen Icon and Central Park area similar to Larimar, and shopping and restaurants and more towers and on a hill overlooking the ocean. It's pretty sweet. Check it out. If you're thinking of Athens, Greece, of all places, that has an awesome project, it's that one. It's one of the best in the world. So I got to show some love for them all the time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Let's see what else we got. Let's go. Here we go. I skipped something a little bit. Raydel Cabezas. He says, let's see here. I'm having a little issue with these. So Beachfront Java, Vanessa Comagate, Professor Antival says, stopping the leak is step one. You still need to repair the, see, that's exactly right. That we have to stop the leak, one, but how are we going to stop the leak? Even if we put sealant on, like she's saying, so you guys understand the process. This is why this is major. Once you find out what, let's just say the sealant stuff works. That's great. But now what's the repair? Is the repair sealant? Or is the repair taking up the concrete? Is that all that it ever was just from this terrace? We'll find out because they put the sealant on. But something tells me as much sealant as they put on with their little dab here and there and all that crap, that's not going to work. All right. That's not how it works. It's not going to work. And you can't leave it like that. And if people start saying, well, I'll just put another layer of concrete on there. Okay, good luck. Because in the future, you're going to have problems again. And I don't think it's just there. That's my take on it. It's in the hallway. So my take is I don't think it's just from there. I think it's something else that's involved here. So, and it's going to be a repair issue. And here's the funny thing. These guys already don't build that fast. In other words, they're taking their sweet time. They don't seem to have the crew to build. And now they're saying, and they admitted that the original crew was slow, weren't that good, but they're the ones that built the freaking first 9, 10 buildings. And so now they allegedly have a new crew that they're testing out to make sure that, well, unless you're doing rain testing, apparently, this is so sick. I believe it's an issue, but I'm sure will get rectified by the beach. No need to jump to bad conclusions. 50 units have been delivered, and this is the only one unit that has issues. Hope not a big issue. Okay, I won't jump to conclusions. You are correct. But remember, Raydel Cabezas, you're saying 50 units have been delivered, but how many live there? That's the key. I think there's only like less than 10 people that actually live there. So like right now, that water that's dropping from the ceiling is running where? See, I don't know how, and as I recall, the thresholds were the same as the hallway deck. So that water is running into people's units, and if they don't live there, then it's sitting in the units. And you know what happens when you have water lingering about? People in the tropical zone in Florida do. People that live in Dominican Republic know what happened. If you have wood and water just messing around in your house, your drywall and all that, it's going to be toast. If it's high enough. Sometimes, but it all depends. I just don't see. I'm jumping to conclusions already. Sorry, Raydel Cabezas. I'm jumping to conclusions. So hopefully it's just that. Okay, let's just say it's not just that unit, but let's just say it's that unit and 4 or 5 other units, and hopefully no other buildings, no other people are affected, and it's just some anomaly. Because let's face it, there are 7 buildings built. And if it's only this from the buildings, then that would be awesome. So we're going to hope that's all it is. I'll agree with you on that. We won't make any conclusions. I agree with you on that. I'm just going off the top of my head, all the possibilities just ring in my head. Like, oh my God, you guys remember when I had to move out of my house, sell the house, is a similar situation, a semi-custom home, all based on freaking that PVC stuff. They ran it through the ceiling of a bedroom. All right. The house was at the time 15 years, 14 years old, something like that. All of a sudden, the ceiling comes down. Water was in the ceiling, just sitting there. No sounds because the house doesn't move, just accumulating like a little bathtub. And then finally, it ran through the whole house, down the stairs, down to the next level. Okay, semi-custom, fine. The house was built fine for his water. As far water did only drop to downstairs. It just went. It didn't nowhere else to go. There's a foundation underneath. So, but the walls, the stuff when it ran down the stairs, because remember it's wood. It's not like it would be in anywhere else. So yeah, you have carpet, but after underneath the carpet is literally wood. So wet and wood is not water resistant, nor is the wood overlap so you can stop any water coming through. So there's always little slats in the wood, even when you build a house. So water just went in there. So yeah, insurance guys are like, oh, yeah, 3 months, 4 months, whatever. I'm like, time to go. All right. I don't even want to deal with that. And somebody's bringing it up now. Brian P., welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. Thank you so much for being here. And with the icon next to your name, and he says, hello, Eric. I hope all is well with you. Yes, I hope all is well with you, the investor, the businessman, the man that's been doing the yield max ETF.com with the vengeance. And courtesy of Victor Moreau as well. But you guys, 30, 40, 50% distribution is awesome. Winning is what I call it. Brian P. says, I got the notification. Thank you so much for letting me know. And he says, trailer. He saw the trailer. I appreciate that. We're up to 6 people. And here we go. He answers the question. This is the answer. Here's the answer right here. Mold. The answer. So this is why I go to the next level, Radel Cabezas and everybody else, because this is where it goes. And in the tropical zone, it goes there faster. You know why? Because you guys have the humidity in the air already. Then you have temperatures like it's supposed to be 87 degrees. So you put those two combinations together. Now you have mold that's going to pop up. And now I'm just going to tell you right now, you guys, once again, paint matters, right? Remember, a lot of people don't realize there's a reason you have exterior paint, interior paint. And that's why sometimes, and you have different paint in your bathroom, by the way. A lot of people may not realize that because you actually have sealant for the moisture. Whereas the paint in the living room and all that, you usually don't have the sealant for the moisture like you do in the bathroom. All right, just giving you guys some information. So winner number 1, Mr. Financial says exactly what's going to happen. Those units that if not checked, not wiped clear immediately, that's what's going to end up happening because it's wet. Just like it coming down that guy's wall, there's nothing he can do. It's going to be 87 degrees. He's going to be blowing the AC. Won't really matter. You have humidity. What can he do? I know what he can do, but unfortunately, it's not the best answer that's going to be good for him. Take off his drywall. But he's not going to like that. He has no choice. What do you think the guys who's going to fix it are going to do? That's what they're going to do. But again, this is where we're going, Radel Cabezas. Hopefully it's just that unit, but it's not just that unit because it was coming down in the hallway. So some other units, hopefully it's only on the floor, but hopefully nothing goes to other units. That would be awesome. But I'm not going to be optimistic. Let's just put it that way. So we'll find out more this week because it's going to rain tomorrow too. And I'm pretty sure if he said something and some other people live there, they're going to say something if something happened. So far, he's the only one that mentioned it. So maybe it's just an anomaly, but that hallway, we'll see. And mold is toast. Exactly. It's mold, man. That was my first thought, Curtis. Exactly. That's exactly what's going to happen. Curtis Davis answered the question. That's what's going to happen. No way around it. So see, when somebody says be optimistic, I'm just like, I'm not in California, man. If I'm in a Arizona, Nevada desert or something, Cali, low humidity, I'm like, okay, no worries. But being in Florida or Dominican Republic or anywhere in the Southeast, we can't have water sitting anywhere on walls or on floors or up against our, floorboards. You're gonna have to tear all that stuff out. Mold will be setting in like in a week or less. And actually, there's going to be mold setting in anyhow because it's already wet. So there's no way out. Zero way out. All right. So just keep that in mind. So lessons learned. We can only we'll do the praying and the hoping and the thoughts and the prayers, right? And hopefully, like Riddell Cabezas says, we'll stay optimistic. And since I don't have my unit there, which thank God, now we know what's going to happen. So I'll put his message back in. Rectified by the beast. No need to jump to bad conclusions. 50 units have been delivered, and this is the only unit that has issues. Hoping not a big issue. So we'll leave it at that, Riddell Cabezas. I agree with you. We'll stay optimistic about this, but man, it's rough to stay optimistic when you've seen this play before. If I didn't see the hallway thing, I would have been a little bit more optimistic. But the hallway leak, yikes. Because remember, there's units upstairs. Remember? So now we got to check. Man, I just, well, this is what I was talking about anyhow, because there's pipes through the wall. There's all kind of stuff going on. But nonetheless, all right, ladies and gentlemen, stock market crashing soon. What do you guys think about the stock market crashing soon? What do you think about the Dominican Republic hot real estate market due to the new record of 7.6 million tourists by air and cruise? 1.5 million cruise passengers, which now means 6.1 million air passengers, which now means a little over 3.6 million land at the Punta Cana International Airport. And if I go by Dominican Sun's numbers and their information from Forward Keys, which was really crazy, but I'll just tell you what Forward Keys said. They said 70% tourists that came to the Dominican Republic landed in Punta Cana. So if it ever hit 70%, and if you did have 3.6, which we did, 6.1 times 7 is 420, 4.2 million. You do realize we're only 1.8 million away from 5.2 million. That is the magic number. Why is it the magic number? Because that dictates 100,000 plus people per week coming by air to the Punta Cana area. Never mind La Romana. Never mind Santo Domingo. But Santo Domingo, with the new train, that route is just shortened up. So now people will say, well, it's cheaper for me to go to which airport? Now I can take the train. How long does the train take? Well, hopefully it takes less than 2 hours. But, or even if it does, so what? Especially if you have the right cars there, the food car, the drink car, relaxation car, whatever. Observation cars, have all that going on. The 2 hours won't be so bad. Hour and a half won't be that bad. I'm pretty sure you're going to stop at La Romana though, right? So maybe it is going to be 2 hours. But nonetheless, that corridor, if that does happen, and it's going to happen, we're going to be at around 73% of all air passenger traffic could be just in those three places: La Romana, Punta Cana, Santo Domingo. 1 month, which was last month, Santo Domingo had 6.8% of air travel to the Dominican Republic. The Punta Cana was under 60%, around 58, 59%. So that just gets us around 64, 65 if you're going to stay on that in that area. And then La Romana was less than like 1 or 2%. So we're around getting close to 60, what was that, 66, 67 for that area. So if that happens and high season comes and Punta Cana itself goes to 65 or 70, and then Santo Domingo still gets like 7 or 8, that'd be 77, 78%. Then if you get 1 to 3 or 4%, you could be at 80% is landing on the east to, what is that, southeast area, Santo Domingo, La Romana, and you have a train. Ladies and gentlemen, don't even think about it. 80% of something like what we'll have next year. Well, actually, the end of this year, we're going to have more than, we're going to reach, well, they might even reach, they're going to reach past 8 million this month. So it's going to be pretty close. Definitely 9 million total passengers, including cruise, is going to happen this year. Close to 10, which is going to be astounding. So if we get those type of numbers and you can get up to 7, 8 million passengers by air, and then you start saying some crazy stuff like 80% of that lands at these three or in these three areas, that is significant. That'd be like 6.4, 6.5 million people just in this section out of the 10 million that come. That would be crazy. We win. Once again, the hot real estate market. That's why you need to come to the November 6th through the 8th, because there could be, you could start getting the groundwork for if you want to start a business, if you want to buy a business, if you want to get pre-construction, if you want to buy a real estate there, if you want to buy office space there, if you want to start a business there, you can get the lay of the land. You have a choice of several destinations and locations. You have a lawyer that can help you, a couple. So then you can start your foreign corporation. Simple, right? You have somebody there. You then say, hey, I want to get a realtor. The realtor is going to be in the house. Builders are going to be in the house. Developers are going to be in the house. So all of that comes into play. November 6th through the 8th, they're going to be in the house. No additional cost. This isn't some X thing. This ain't some X thing where, you know, you bring somebody up, talk to them, and they talk to you, and then they say, hey, I got a booth over here. Go buy something. None of that. All right? You get to ask questions. Everybody in the room, you get to ask questions if there isn't everybody, but let's go. If you guys don't show up, that's fine. I'm still showing up. All right. Myself, and you guys will get the benefits that way, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to have some video of some things. Right. But hopefully we get a few people. November 6th through the 8th, you go to SSN Lifestyle down below in the description box. Go check it out. That's where you sign up. $199 per person, unless you're an SSN Lifestyle Founders Club member. You don't have to pay for the ticket price. You get in, 2 people get in free because you're an SSN Lifestyle Founders Club member. All right. So Georges Charles is here. He says his tagline, he has the icon. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. Thank you so much for being here. He has the icon. I appreciate that. He says, hey, all. He does the slow roll on us. I smell money. He's exactly right. He's got the investors in the house, the business people in the house, the entrepreneurs, the go-getters, the jet setters. They're all here in the house. The retirees who are coming. Victor Morel's welcome to the retiree club, about to have some fun. He's rolling around. And yes, there is money in the house. We have people with not 1 unit, not 2 units, not 3 units, but 5, 6, 7, 8. This is getting crazy. A lot of people have multiple units, more than one. I didn't realize there was that many, but there's many. It's pretty wild. I love it. You guys are doing great. So again, now the new thing is inspectors. We need inspectors. So that's another thing. I don't know any inspectors, but now we're about to get some. We're going to have to find out where there's inspectors. And I don't want to hear anybody talking crazy prices, but inspectors are not that expensive normally anyhow. And I don't think they'll be that expensive in the DR. What I'm talking about is it used to be $300-400, worst case scenario. I mean, so I'm thinking in the DR, what, 200, 250, 150, whatever. I'm pretty sure for random stuff you can find somebody. So we will see what we're going to do. But yeah, don't miss November 6th through the 8th, 2023 in Punta Cana. You can get your tickets now. And who's ever there, come one, come all, because it's going to be awesome. I can promise you that. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think about this stock market crashing? Is now a good time to buy into some of our dividend stocks? I don't know. Kind of risky. They're talking about the stocks going down. I'm talking like our Orchard Capital is at 25.2. That's big. You like yield max, don't want to take that, then there's high risk REITs you can take. ARR is also 25.5. Or they see, this scares me when it starts getting this high, because are they going to keep giving out the dividends? It's scary, right? The old standby PSEC, are we getting to the 13-14% yet? Let's see. No, we're at 12% though. So that's good. That's our P as in Paul, S as in Sam, E as in Eric, C as in Charles for everybody on podcast. Are we talking about AG&C? Let's see what they're doing. Another like REIT as well. They're at 16%, 16.13. I mean, scary stuff. These are so high rates. I mean, this is something that's life-changing. Just like yield max, it's life-changing, because if you can earn 16 or 20 or 14 or something like this every year for many years, whether it's 10, whether it's 15, whether it's 20, as long as the company stays in business, if you can earn that type of return, do you understand, if you reinvest, how fast you can accumulate wealth? This is outrageous. In reality, and the reason I say it's outrageous is because I think about that time when I put money in a 401k, and the guys come back and you get your annual statement, and it said something like 9.3%. And so I was sitting there like, man, 9.3%. What can I do? I was like, I could do something better than 9.3%. And I was like, that just seems like weird. So we're all chipping our money in, and this is what we're getting. So here we are with NLY, which is Annaly Capital Management, 14.67%. These are REITs. Speaking of REITs, let me go with, what is it? REFI. Forgot to check on REFI, the Chicago Atlantic. They're at 12.78. So just do yourself a favor, put a compound interest where you have 13, 14, 15, 16, 20%, and put in like 5,000, because you could put in, $400 a month at the end of the year, have 5,000. Yes, it'll be changed based on the price of the stock. But if you can be within a 16 or let's say 17% to a 14% range, put that in there and see what happens if you had 5,000 in there and then put in $50 a month, or is no more money, and then see what happens at the end of 10 years. You'll be, I can't remember Arbor Trust. Is it ABR? I don't know. I can't remember. Yes, it is ABR. 12.57 for ABR. Dynex. There was one, I can't remember. I'm trying to think who told me this. Was it Brian P? Brian P, you had one. You had another one that I forgot about. I can't remember the name of it. 13.45% for Dynex, DX on the stock symbol. D as in David, X as in X-ray. I just take it off the right side because they tell you some other related following. I got to put a list in. But I think it was Brian P. that came up with the gem the other day. I can't remember what it was, though. All right. Well, now you guys understand if the stock market does go crashing, this is where we go play. Those that I showed you, because that means those stocks crash. That means your dividend rate goes up. Your interest off the dividend goes up. Lower stock price, increase, because they still pay the same dividend. So if you buy a stock at $10 and they give out, let's say, $2 dividend over the course of a year, that's 20%. But if the stock goes down to $9 and it still pays $2, well, now you're over 20%. Now we're at, I can't do the math. Well, maybe around 24%, 23%, maybe somewhere in there. So that's where we'll be at. But that's significant, right? I'm just saying. So then you should be dumping some more money in there. As long as it's always a risk in equities. Let's just put it that way. So sometimes they say, hey, we're going to stop paying dividends. If they say that, then their stock price goes down, which is not a good thing, because now your price that you bought in at could go down. That's why you have to be very careful on these high interest type places, or you can just go with JP Morgan. All right, go with JEPI. So JEPI is what? JEPI's 5. What is JEPI? 5.9, $5.90 some cents. Let's go look. What is it? I think it's about that. 5.23. That's not. What is this? In the past year, every month. Okay. So now it's down to less than 10%. So yeah, it used to be 5.9, 6.25. So they've dropped it a little. Something's going on. I don't know what's going on. Or different payouts. Maybe it's like Yield Max ETF. But either way, Yield Max ETFs, I'll just go to the page. Let me see if I'm showing the page. Nope, not showing the page. Yield Max ETFs. So everybody can see real time what's happened. Let's see what's happened. Check their dividends, though. Here's what happened. Wait, no price. What's happening? Oh, here we go. All right, 32, 50, 14, 49.98. Now, OARK, do your due diligence. TSLY, APLY, NVDY. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. So we talked about this heavily for the last 3 to 4 weeks. So go check that out for yourself. Go to yieldmaxetfs.com. For everybody on the podcast, that's where you go. All right. We're about to wrap this up. We got slightly interrupted when I had to show you the unexpected situation with the water intrusion. So now we have to start thinking every project that we're all in, we have to start being proactive and sending our own independent guys over, just like if you were having a house normally built, sending over an independent person to go check it out and say, hey, man, I don't like some things that I saw over there. So again, I don't care who the builder is, right? So we do have builders like Noval, right? Has traditionally been known as a great builder. But I'm still checking things at this point, because especially if you have a condo, you're going to be on a floor. And so all it takes is a situation like this where you're on a floor below a leak up top that could affect other people. You, right? So it's just more than if you're in a villa, okay, we can deal with actually a lot easier with the standalone building. But when we start talking about building up and having 5 floors, 4 floors, or whatever, in some cases, like what's going to happen at Larimar and Cruise on Land, 7 or 8 floors and 15, 16 floors, and you have a leak on the 13th floor, that's a problem. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's going to happen at Larimar, Cruise, or anything. I'm just saying better to be spend $200 250. I can't even imagine it would cost more than that just to have somebody come around and just be like, hey, yeah, it's looking like they're doing a pretty good job. So we'll see. But nonetheless, everybody, don't worry, everything's going to be fine. And yes, it's under warranty. Yes, it'll get fixed. Yes, yes, yes. Inconvenience wise, who knows, but it'll get fixed. So that is the good news. And at least there's not 100 families, 200 families there at this point, which is also going to make it a little easier. So again, there's a silver lining to everything, which happened now. So now they can say, hey, we got to make sure we got this all tidied up every floor, every time. Would be best option. All right. All right, we're going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. But before you leave, make sure you smash the like button. And if you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel. Click the all notification bell. And there's something I'm probably going to do here. I'm going to remove that other one and put in the SSN Nation. Let's put in the SSN Nation one, shall we? Oh, what's going on here? This is not good. Okay, well, something's happening with my computer. No, it's not that. I thought I had some images somewhere. I was going to put in the SSN lifestyle image. Oh, I know why. Looking for MP4s. There we go. SSN Nation. We're going to break out that side instead of the SSN lifestyle one. We'll do the SSN Nation. Okay, hold on. Sheesh. I got to remove something here. Where's our images at? Okay, here we go. Okay. Give me a second. And I haven't played any SSN lifestyle stuff either. SSN lifestyle videos. Let's go. We'll play this before we go. If anybody has anything they want to discuss, you can do so now after this little mini break that we're about to have. And what I'm going to do is not so much a mini break. I want to show you guys, for everybody that doesn't understand why I get excited about Larimar, some of you have seen this before, some of you haven't, but this is the nighttime view, which for most people, some people don't care about nighttime views, but I do. Just so you know, personally, I think it's kind of cool. That's why, like I told you guys before, people do live on mountaintops usually. That's where most expensive homes usually are, is on the side or tops or whatever, which has a view over. And that usually has a higher price value also, traditionally. So I just want to show you at nighttime, like I was thinking before, and like if you live in LA, when you come down to LA at night off of I-5 and it comes off of the Grapevine, and you can see the basin, so to speak, of LA and how the lights light up, and it kind of looks beautiful, right? That's similar to like being in Lake Tahoe and you're on the lake and it's evening time and then you see people's homes lit up on the mountains. It looks kind of cool. But those homes aren't like $500,000, right? They're like 3 million or 5 million or something. But it's still cool. And then their view is seeing the lake. So it's a win-win either way. But the values is what increases. So I want to show you this because No sound. I've been talking with you, no sound this whole time. Unbelievable. All right. Well, thank you so much for letting me know. But again, you guys didn't need to hear any of that. I was just talking about Larimar, talking about that view and things like that. So I must have tapped. Something happened. But nonetheless, thank you everybody for being here. I love you guys very much. I appreciate your support. But do not forget November 6th through the 8th. Make sure you get to Punta Cana if you can and check it out. All right. So just keep all of that in mind. And I appreciate your support. And in case you did miss the Beachfront Java, little side promo, it was beachfrontjava.com. Please use promo code SSNlifestyle.com. SSN Lifestyle, all caps, all one word. You get free shipping for everybody. But when you use that SSN Lifestyle promo code after your first order, you get 10% off any additional order. And always use SSN Lifestyle just for the hell of it in the promo code field. All right. Make it easy. Now, the other thing I should mention is, in case you missed it, I was talking about the SSN Lifestyle November 6th through the 8th. But again, you guys already know about it. And there's no point in keep talking about it. But I was trying to get to this so I can show you. Yikes. So the SSN Nation changed up to the SSN Nation side. Go to ssnlifestyle.com, and down below in the description box, there's a link if you want to join us. Again, $199 per person. If you're an SSN Lifestyle Founders Club member, it doesn't cost you anything. And we're going to be talking to everybody you want to talk to. And by the way, the furniture people, try to get somebody in for that. And also, due to Victor Morel telling me his brother-in-law, I think it is got a 1-bedroom at Cana Rock. I think he said 1-bedroom. I'm shocked by this. And I think he said $31,000 for the furniture package. I am shocked because it's a 1-bedroom. I mean, all we can have is one bed with, even if you put in the bed on a platform bed, I don't really care how you do it. You have lights, you have the dining, the nightstands. You have, I don't know if a TV is included, but probably the flat screen. Then you have pictures on the wall. Is that room really going to cost like $8,000? I mean, $9,000? Because next, after you come out of that room, the bathroom doesn't really need anything other than maybe some pictures on the wall and I guess some towels. But it's not like it's going to cost $10,000 for bathrooms. So the living room, sofa, sleeper or sofa, coffee table, flat screen, 6-7 pictures, lounge chairs on the deck, maybe a table on the deck, and then the dining room table with 4 chairs. Search the channel, the tower. I can't remember if I showed 1-bedrooms from Cana Rock, but all I'm trying to say is I don't see how we get for each room $10,000. That's all I'm saying. There must be something I'm missing, or the furniture is very expensive. And if the furniture is very expensive, don't worry. We're going to combat this. Because like I said, I just made a phone call and I might have surprises for you because I told the guys I need a catalog, and it's going to be family member, by the way. He's actually in the business. So shout out to the fam, in the mattress business as well. So we have something going with that already. But the fact of the matter is I'm trying to get this furniture situation handled. And luckily a family member has connections with a person that runs a furniture company that is well known, but I'm not going to tell you who it is. All right. Until we get more into it, because we'll see if the catalogs come. We'll see if we can get some wholesale pricing for multiple orders, because then we can put our own furniture pack together. But I know what some of you are going to say, because I'm going to say it myself. What if I can't be in the rental pool because I have my own furniture package? That's a problem. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know what to tell you. That's a problem. So far, let's get things straight. Larimar, you can be in the rental pool, not have to get their furniture packaged. With 5-star situation, I think they're probably going to change it. But so far, we're going to know on November 6th through the 8th or before, because we're going to go to Larimar at Aqua Business Center. That's right. We'll go see Danny. All right. We'll go see Danny if he's there. We'll go there. Gwen and those guys won't be there because that's not where their offices are. But we're going to go there, see their offices, talk with them. Got to get our hats too, right? I mean, seriously, have to get our stuff, hats or shirts or whatever. We got to represent, and then go see and talk with the guys. Hopefully, the CEO's there because he's been there this whole last 3-4 weeks. They just shook a picture today. He was there. So I'm hoping he's there for another month. That'd be sweet if he was there, right? So we can, well, I don't know if he speaks English though, but I think he probably does. But nonetheless, we'll see. So that's what we want to know, right? We want to we need that because we can't have this situation where they tell you it's $20,000 for the furniture package. All of a sudden now they tell you it's 30. We don't want to see none of that. So we're going to try and put something together. I'm going to try and put something together with the family, our family, and we're going to get this done for you guys. Because I was like, wait a minute, we have like 50 people in the SSN Nation that has bought real estate. And so we can all get discount rates if there's 10 people, I don't even know what the number will be, but I'm going to be trying to get like 5 or less, right? If we get 10, if we, whatever the number is, if we can get the furniture, quality furniture at right prices or decent prices, better than having a 1-bedroom cost you $30,000, that's pretty significant, right? A 2-bedroom, I don't even know how you get a 2-bedroom up to that number. But then again, I haven't been furniture shopping. So maybe I should go furniture shopping here in the United States. Again, George's Charles, 1 bed, $31K. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. I can't even imagine how you get to $30,000 for a 1-bedroom unit. They're not big enough. And your bathrooms aren't anything that you need to spend thousands on. Sure, get some quality towels and washcloths and fixtures or whatever, but I still don't know how you get to $1,000. Just impossible. Both of them together, I don't know how you can get to 1,000. So that in itself, we have a bedroom, a living dining room, and the kitchen is white lined. So that's included. AC units, I don't know. I'm assuming they're included too. So therefore, that only leaves us with a dining room table, chairs, little stools so we can pull up to the kitchen countertop, and then a sofa, and then a coffee table, and then the lounger chairs and a table outside, and I don't see how we get there. Pictures on every wall in every room. But again, I don't know how we can get to 30. I don't even know how we can get to 20, quite frankly. So me personally, it does matter. Cruise on Land, give them credit. Or shall I give them credit? Hold on, I'm trying to think. Cruise on Land, you can be in the rental pool, but you have to buy their furniture package. So actually not a thing, but you can still do short-term rentals though. So at least you can do that. Larimar, you don't have to buy the furniture package and you can be in the rental pool. Best of both worlds so far. Vista Cana, they're going to have management, but they haven't said one way or I haven't heard one way or another if you have to buy some pseudo furniture package. So it seems not. There's so many projects, so I don't know how that's going to work. Atlantida, furniture package, be in the rental pool. I don't know about Macau and all the others because they're going to be 3 years from now. But nonetheless, these are the type of things that come into play because then if you're going to be in the rental pool, then you have no choice. You can't go rogue. You can't go out here and just pick whatever you want. So again, those are the type of things you can think about sometimes in the end, but I think about them sometimes up front. But it's here nor there. These places, when they get built, they could change the rules. That's the only problem you have. And especially when you start talking about trying to keep things luxury upscale and you have a plan of making it nice all the time for everybody, then you start putting in restrictions and narrowing it down because you want everything to look uniform. So nobody who comes there has a problem with their, trip that they just had, their vacation. So that's the thing. So that's all you have to think about. But other than that, we're going to try and make it not 30. We're going to try and make it like a lot cheaper than that for a 1-bedroom, if it's possible, if it's doable. We'll find out once we get prices. But hopefully I know something within the next 2 weeks. And then, of course, when we're in the DR, I'm trying to get some furniture, at least one furniture, the biggest, or there's like 2 big guys in Punta Cana area. Hopefully one of them will agree to come and talk with us. And then maybe even talk about bringing over some books. And then that way we can understand how we can get to $30,000 for a 1-bedroom, or 20 for that matter. But we'll see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's wrap this up tonight. I thank you so much. Make sure you join us on Monday night, the Money Making Monday night live stream. And we'll see, follow the stock market, follow the real estate trends. Make sure you check the Dominican Republic Weekly. Episode 7 will be coming out. Also, check on the new video I just dropped. But it was about SSN Nation, SSN Lifestyle, Punta Cana. All right. November 6th through the 8th. Make sure you're there. Make sure you get your tickets early if you're going to do flights. Make sure you get your tickets. It's $199 per person. You can pay with your usual credit card, PayPal. It's when you check out, you have your choice. All right. You can even pay with crypto, but it's not designed for crypto because it's designed, if you pay with crypto, it was only for our 5,000 Ring of Fire stuff and things like that. But you could send $199 and say it's for the SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Real Estate Investor and Business Forum 2023. All right. So think of all that, ladies and gentlemen, something to think about over the weekend. And did anybody see any of the social media? Dubai, 123,000 pre-construction for a condo. It's everywhere. Everywhere. It's a sale everywhere until they run out of money, until we run out of money. It's everywhere. It's incredible. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up. And with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you stay safe. I'll reiterate once again, I thank you so much for your support over all these years. And make sure, no matter what, you keep your head up. Keep moving. And I'm out.